Hey everyone, welcome back to another review. Today we're going to take a look at the PNSO Tsintaosaurus. This Tsintaosaurus, along with the other 5 figures in this set, were once part of a box set called 7 Little Chinese Dinosaurs. It was a China Post exclusive, and now PNSO has decided to release these figures singly. Even though these 6 new figures are considered small, they're actually not part of the mini collection line. They're actually part of the Prehistoric Animal Models line. And I stumbled across some pictures I had saved on my phone before PNSO came roaring back at the beginning of the year. Some pictures leaked of some of their upcoming models like the Giganotosaurus and the Spinosaurus, but there was also pictures of the Tsintaosaurus, the Microraptor, and the rest of these figures in this smaller line. But they also had models of these figures sculpted in the larger scale. There's a nice picture of the Tsintaosaurus in a nice resting pose as the Gigantoraptor with a nest, and the Microraptor with a tree base. So hopefully we'll see these larger versions of these figures released at some point, which I think will happen because we already have larger scale versions of the Yangchuanosaurus and the Mamenchisaurus, so hopefully those other figures will see the light of day. So before we take a look at this model, let's take a quick look at the packaging. It comes in this little box right here, and the box quality is much better than the larger versions that come in the Prehistoric Animal Models line, like the Stegosaurus and the Ankylosaurus. This is a really nice thick cardboard that has a very high quality feel to it. You have a nice picture of the Tsintaosaurus. On the front right here, there's some product information along the sides, another picture on the other side, and that is about it for the box. You also get a little pamphlet with a picture of the Tsintaosaurus on it, and you get a little story inside the pamphlet, just like with almost any other PNSO model that you would get. And as with any other PNSO dinosaur, they always decide to give them a name, and this one is Qiaoyu, the Tsintaosaurus. So getting back to the Tsintaosaurus figure, it's really nice when we get a new Hadrosaur figure from any company. Ornithopods are just not represented well from most dinosaur companies. I always get very excited when we get a new ornithopod from pretty much any company. So before we take a look at the finer details, let's do a couple quick measurements. This figure is 4 inches long from the tip of the beak to the tip of the tail, or 101 millimeters, and about just over 2 3/4 inches tall to the top of that crest. Tsintaosaurus was about 27 feet long. So with those measurements, I'll put this figure roughly in the 180 scale range. Tsintaosaurus is a very interesting hadrosaur. You can see this crest on top of the head right here. Back when this animal was discovered, the way the skull was found, it had a very long crest popping out of the top of his head, very similar to a unicorn horn. The crest was so unique, some paleontologists questioned if it was even a crest at all. There was one theory that with that unicorn looking spike was actually part of the nasal bone that got contorted and distorted during fossilization, but another Tsintaosaurus specimen was discovered with a full crest, and now we know it did not have that unicorn horn looking crest. This figure has been updated with a much more filled out crest. It doesn't really match up to the reconstructions I saw online. It seems to be almost reverse, but it is cool that we have a Tsintaosaurus figure with an updated crest instead of that unicorn spike that we've been so used to seeing since this animal was discovered. The main body coloration of this figure is mostly a green color. It starts at dark green on top of the body and slowly goes down to a very bright green. You have some black markings and stripe going down the body, down the tail. The crest is done in an orange color, and the beak is a yellowish orange color. The pupils are just painted black, and turn the figure over, you can see the stomach has a nice cream color to it. The claws on the hand just have a brownish wash over them. Same thing on the toes. The toe claws aren't really painted at all. There's a lot of folds and fine scale detail along this model. It does look really nice. You have a row of spikes painted black going down the whole back down to the tip of the tail. You can see it from the other side right here. Really, really nice looking hadrosaur figure. And just like most PNSO models, if you look at the artwork on the box right here, the figure is definitely not painted as well as the actual in-hand figure. The pose of this Tsintaosaurus is just a neutral walking position with its neck slightly craned back like it's looking to the side for any predators while it's going about its business. So I'm going to take out some other hadrosaur figures from other companies and just to show you how small this figure really is compared to those. Alright, first up for comparison is the old Safari LTD Edmontosaurus, and I do hope we do get a larger updated version of this dinosaur sometime in the near future from Safari. And next up is the Carnegie Collection Ornithopods, which is still to this day a fantastic Ornithosaurus figure. Another hadrosaur that is in seriously need of a modern update. And next up is another excellent hadrosaur figure from Safari, the Griposaurus. This is a wonderfully detailed hadrosaur figure. And last is another Safari figure. It's their 2017 Parasaurolophus, which is definitely one of the more underrated figures from their 2017 lineup. So final thoughts on this figure. It's a very good Tsintaosaurus figure. We really don't have too many figures of this dinosaur available from other companies. Collect Aid does have one, but the way they did the crest on it, it has a very phallic look to it. I think the paint and detail is fine on this figure considering the very small size of it. I think PNSO did a very good job on it, and I'm glad that they finally released those 7 little Chinese dinosaurs singly. So if you're into ornithopod figures and hadrosaurs, I do highly recommend that you do pick this figure up. I end up getting my set of 6 off of Amazon. The whole set was $39.99 shipped. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to order them off Amazon. Or if you want to try to track down these figures singly, your best bet is right now is probably eBay and AliExpress. I'm not too sure what Everything Dinosaur is going to do once they get these in. I don't know if they're going to sell them as a set or sell them singly, but I'm sure they will update us once they get those in. So that will do it for the review. I'll be reviewing the other 4 from this set in the upcoming weeks. As always, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Each subscription helps out the channel tremendously, and I'll greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you guys for the next one.